Welcome, beautiful people. This is Adeon from lightworkers.org. So lovely to have you back. I'm here to share some information and share some insights and some guidance and a little bit of my own personal learnings. Been called to at this time, not just by many friends from the Lightworkers Network, but just from my own inner calling to share some of these teachings and guidance that I've learned over the years. I've had quite a sabbatical from the digital world for quite a few years since Lightworkers was lastly kind of shut down, really, unfortunately. The network we had going for many years with over 1 million visitors a day and 50,000 active bloggers and members. Special thanks, well, not really too many thanks, but to Google for demonetizing the site, and then later, for some strange reason, blacklisting it with a big red screen of malicious content on the site. It's back in 2013, which was kind of a signpost in the road to maybe step away from the digital realm for a while, which was kind of a godsend, really, for my own growth and own evolution. Spent a lot of time traveling, connecting with some amazing teachers, doing some amazing ceremonial work, initiatory work, the pyramids of Teotihuacan through Central America, connecting with a beautiful tribe in North America as well. It's just been an incredible journey since that time, but short to say, it was a bit of a struggle trying to get the original site back online, and certainly made some progress, and there will be some more things happening there. So if you're interested at all in being involved in the new site, totally open to bringing in more content providers. I've got a list of people coming on board over the coming months, which I'll be introducing, and so stay tuned to that site for more and more content here for you guys. For all the light workers out there, it is without a shadow of a doubt some really challenging times that we are facing, and the challenges are just going to keep getting bigger and bigger, but challenges that we are totally capable of facing. I'm definitely seeing and feeling and hearing from a lot of people, a lot of light workers out there in the spiritual community that are kind of struggling with what's going on in the world and how to deal with it, possibly not having all the tools in the toolkit that can help make sense of what's going on, or just how we handle it, the ups and the downs of it all. It can seem quite overwhelming. There's a lot of fear and a lot of craziness going on, particularly in the mainstream media, a lot of censorship now taking place across all the social media networks. So it's, interesting times, and I think it's a time where we really need to be vigilant. As I said in the last video, that we need to be vigilant in what we're thinking and where we're putting our energies and our thoughts. And it's not just a case of sticking your head in the sand either. It's not just a case of trying to cover this up with it's all love and light in that perspective. There are beautiful things going on, there are amazing things going on, and these challenges are here to just make us stronger, bring us back into our center, bring us back into our power. I mean, that is the time we are in. We're in that transition. I've said this time before, that this time is coming where we have to face our own power. We have to take our own power, step into it, ignite it, and live it fully, 100%. And so that means that all these external power structures that we have been leaning on or placing our faith and trust in over the years, or giving our power to, are all going to be crumbling down and actually turning on us. So this is that transition time where we have to face the darkness and shine our own light, to be our own light. So part of that, I want to bring to the table something that is really important for us to remember who we are, that we are to be in this world, but we are not of this world. And that's a very key phrase, a very key teaching from the Master Jesus. That's where that one comes from for me. Big fan of Master Jesus and all his work. But yes, to be in the world, but not of it. So what does that mean? What does it mean? And how do we remind ourselves of that? To me, what it means is a big reminder that we are indeed incredible spiritual beings having a human experience. Welcome to the ride of planet Earth. We are here from multiple dimensions, from places, from the divine, the heart of the divine, seeds of the divine, incarnated into these beautiful physical bodies to have this experience. And so our bodies are of this world, but the heart and the spirit that within is of no world. This heart and spirit that we are comes from an incredibly powerful, all-encompassing divine source of creation. So something that we need to constantly remind ourselves of anytime that we're feeling down or feeling overwhelmed with what's going on. Remember who you are. You are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that's perfect. And to help with reminding ourselves of this, for me, I think of all the incredible spiritual, multidimensional experiences I've had. I look back often, I reflect on past lives, many past lives that have been opening up to me since I was a child, and reflecting on those and just seeing the truth in them, seeing the wisdom and the learnings that came from those times and those lifetimes, and remembering and the validation that I received that would come through of meeting other people from past life experiences that I have soul contracts with, karmic cycles with, and the journeys that we had together, the validation of sharing those experiences, sharing those memories together, to remind me again, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. I've been here before. You've been here before. We are here for a reason. And most importantly, very, very, very important, is to remember that you chose this. You chose this. You chose to be here. You chose to come here for a reason. And more than likely, as a light worker that you are, you chose to be here to bring through your love, to bring through your light, and to bring through an energy that is helping raise the consciousness of this planet, that is having a huge impact on the collective psyche of humanity, of all the different souls of this world, the young ones and the old ones. We're all here working on this together, learning, sharing, and healing together. And also to look at your origins as a spiritual being. Where were you before this? We have lots of star seeds on this planet. We have many star tribe that have incarnated on planet Earth for these times to share in this crazy adventure of awakening, this crazy adventure of ascension, this crazy, beautiful, magnificent journey back to the stars. And that's what we came here for. Whether you're from the Sirius system or the Pleiades or the Arcturians, you know this. You know in your heart, you've probably got some kind of connection. You've probably had some kind of experiences like myself. I remember my first out-of-body journey I experienced to the star system of Sirius. I got taken there by one of my guides, one of my dream guides that I was working with, when I was questioning this guide on, how long have we been connecting for? How did our connection come about? And this guide took me back to Sirius, and the scenario was flipped, where I was his guide in Sirius and he was in the physical. So I was guiding him from the spiritual, and he was in the physical, and he took me through his whole lifetime of this journey in moments, reminding me and showing me the connection that we had. And so little things like this that we can use as reference points and use as anchor points that can take us back to those places, just as a reminder, as a remembrance of who we are, where we came from, to give us some hints of where we're going. There's just on that note as well, like even experiences beyond the physical, experiences beyond the body matrix, these sorts of things that we've all had, we've all experienced. You bring them back into recollection. Know that you've had these experiences again to to solidify this understanding of you are way more than what you're experiencing now in this physical vehicle, this beautiful physical temple. So to take faith in that, to take refuge in that, and to have trust in your spirit, have trust in your soul at this time. We are really, really being called to action. We are really being called to step up now, shine our light, shine our power, and support each other through the process. The more we can support each other, the stronger we will shine. So keep up the freaking good work. That's for sure. In this time, from the 1950s to the 2040s, this is a very, very important time. There are many, many souls here, many souls, even souls that have come in from the future, from alternative timelines. Whether any of you have done much timeline exploration or work in that realm, there are many, 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 many souls here that have come in from alternative timelines to be born into this time, to change time streams, to try a different path, of evolution, because not all pathways from this timeline convergence centered on the 2012 galactic alignment, not all timelines lead to God. Let's just put it that way. Well, they're a roundabout road. Had this amazing experience as I was working through and contemplating these timeline convergences. This was back around probably around 2007, 2008, sort of getting ready for what was going to happen around the 2012 time period, knowing that time in history was a significant vortex point of timelines. And during an out-of-body state, I had this experience of connecting with a grey alien. Now, I don't normally have those sorts of connections. I've got friends who connect with them quite often. I see them as kind of like entities of the lower astral, and from what friends and other fellow astral travelers were sharing at that time. And I was quite surprised to actually come across this grey, and the grey was just a surprise to come across me. It was quite a unique experience, and the communication that came through was that this grey was a renegade scientist from a future timeline of Earth, and had come back to this particular time in history to change timelines. And the communication that came through was that he wanted to go up, he wanted to ascend, he wanted to transcend to the light. And as all this information was coming through, I had some understandings and ideas about exploring timelines, particularly with past lives, and through my work as a clinical hypnotherapist at the time, doing a lot of regression therapy and this sort of thing. And it's always interesting to note how easy it is to travel back in time and explore our past lives, yet future always seems a bit harder to navigate. There's always so many different probabilities. And I was discussing this with this little incredible grey alien experience, and in my mind I was shown this incredible tree, and from the roots of the tree into the earth, coming through, breaking through up into the light. And the grey explained to me that he had come down a branch from the tree and was back to the main trunk of the tree and wanted to transcend up, go up the trunk, up towards the light. And this fits in really well with a lot of shamanic practices and my shamanic work, in the sense of this tree was symbolized by the upper world, up in the light regions, the underworld in the root system, and the middle world was like the ground level. But he showed me the timelines going out of this tree like branches, and every branch and every fork and every twig and every leaf was a different time stream. And so when you try to go forward, you hit these constant crossroads of choices. Every single choice we are making right here, right now, every choice you make today is creating multiple timelines and choosing the destiny and direction of your consciousness through time. So when we go back through time, we can much easier. It's like following our trail. It's a much easier trail to follow because we know where we've been. But when we try to go forward in time, we are constantly hitting these crossroads of choices which don't occur until the choice is made and the timeline is selected. So things like divination and tarot cards and these kinds of things, or even intuitive future directions, we can get glimpses, and we can get insights of what's coming, and we can even pre-choose of, when I get to that point, I'm going to choose this. But it can be a lot more difficult to navigate. But again, just the fact of having these types of experiences brings us back to my initial point that we are more than physical beings. We are multidimensional beings, multi-time dimensional, intergalactic superstars. Every one of you. Absolutely every one of you. But yeah, very interesting connotations that came up with this little grey alien. And the way he explained the future he was from was kind of had some relevance to this time, and I could understand how it now connects. I couldn't at the time, but one of the key points he put across to me was that their race and that timeline had been destroyed by over technical genetic manipulation of the species that basically degraded. So many of the visitations from these types of beings were science recon voyages to come back into time, collecting gene structures and gene information to go back to their future to try to correct the imbalances which were not working for them. So anyway, side note, side story, interesting point. Weird, but very true for me anyway. So that's the thing, coming back to that, where, the choices that we are making in every moment. What are we choosing? Are we choosing fear? Are we choosing love? Are we choosing to buy into the fear propaganda, or are we choosing to step into our power and say, no, we are co-creators of our reality, and we are going to stand in truth, because there is truth, there is only truth. Everything else is an illusion outside of that. To be able to stand in our truth, not to act on fear, but to act on our creative passions, to act on our love, to act on our desires, our joys, and to bring about the creations that we want to see in the world, of truth, compassion, integrity, humility, trust, all of these things. And we bring them about by embodying them ourselves. So making the choice to be more loving, more compassionate, honest, integral, humility, humble, all of these things, we bring them into the world through these vehicles, these beautiful bodies that we have to explore this wonderful, wonderful world that we have been given as an incredible gift to grow, to learn, to thrive, to play and enjoy, and navigate our way through to more and more and more greater expressions of the creation. And there are more things coming. Something that has come across my spectrum of reality in the last 3 years. Some of you may know I have done and do quite a fair bit of astral work and out-of-body work, and working with other people in that field, particularly as well through my journey work that I do and ceremonial work that I do with groups and people, taking them on different journeys and connecting with different multidimensional guides and all these wonderful things that we do, is the expression of this new body vehicle that is coming through, or should I say an old body vehicle that's coming through, should I say a timeless body vehicle that is coming through, and that is our light body, that is the rainbow body. I've had quite a number of experiences over the last couple of years, in particular, more so than ever in the last 6 months before this started. I had quite a peak experience on my last trip to Mexico after doing our initiations, or third round of initiations at Teotihuacan in the Pyramid Temple complex there, and during one of the retreats it became very, very, very clearly evident that this new energy was coming through, and this new body was here to stay. And it wasn't just myself that was having these experiences, but other people within the group, other people that I consequently did further journey work over the coming months that we got to share and sit with, and this energy would come through. Very, very powerful, absolutely incredible, mind-blowingly beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy. And this is what I would definitely refer to as the car, the light body, and this physical integrated energetic structure that has just as much form as we do here and now, but it is of pure energy. And this particular body system, the light body system, it is without a shadow of a doubt the upgrade that I believe we have all known is coming, that many of us have experienced before, so I might be quite familiar with this. And it is our ticket to everywhere, ticket to eternity. So again, what's the word? Be in this world, but not of it. Okay, we are multidimensional beings, and we are becoming more and more multidimensional every day. The more we step into our power and the more we embrace it, the more we keep up our practices, the more we keep our focus on who we are. Don't let ourselves be caught up in the mire. Don't let ourselves be caught up in the delusion of the fears and the madness, but to stay centered in the storm, to be witnesses and to take action in the moment, every choice we make, to serve, to support, to shine light on truth, and to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. So exciting times to be alive, that's for sure. And it's all happening at once. It really is. It's all happening at once. We are making this incredible transition. We are transcending the whole paradigms of duality, of what's good and what's evil. We're transcending the whole paradigms of death, knowing that we have lived and died many times, yet here we still are in our conscious reality of who we are, with memories of the past and visions of the future. We're letting go these times of a lot of judgment, and bringing in a lot of beautiful forgiveness, which is the ticket to clearing and releasing all karmic debts through forgiveness of ourselves, forgiveness of each other. That's why you might notice in a lot of my affirmations that I put out there is a big focus on forgiveness, because the choice is yours. Again, to choose, do we continue to step and dance on the wheel of karma, or is it time to, maybe step off and do something different? And we can relinquish that through forgiveness, a lot of real, true, heartfelt forgiveness, and seeing, what's going on in the world. We may see things in others that we may want to judge or condemn, but just to remind ourselves, hey, these are people's experiences of their creation. This is what they're trying to create. They may suffer for it. Usually that's the case when people are doing things with ill intent, but that is their journey and their lesson to learn. We can guide, we can demonstrate through our own expression, but step out of the judgment, drop the judgment. That's definitely a key that we want to be looking at. And to do the work on ourselves, our own stuff, our own energetic clearing, our own forgiveness, our service to ourselves, but also from the point of the more we can look after ourselves and serve ourselves in maintaining our own power and maintaining our own self-love, then we can be of much, much greater service to all other beings. And I'm not just talking about all the human beings, but all the beings of the forests, all the beings of the oceans, all the beings of this world, that we get to share this beautiful home together. And to Pachamama herself, to be able to be in service to the earth, to this beautiful, beautiful planetary being, this beautiful little starseed herself, that is on her own evolutionary journey that we get to be a part of. So the more we can do our work and work on building and strengthening our own fields, building and strengthening our own field of love, then the more we can be in beautiful, beautiful service to our communities, to our families, to our tribes, and to the world. And something else that seems to be coming up a lot. I mean, I know this has always come up a lot, but now more than ever, I'm seeing and have been getting a lot of feedback from people that have been coming into much deeper modes of relationship, more akin to that of a divine union. People talk of twin flames and soulmates and this sort of thing, but you know, soulmates have always had that kind of karmic relationship of karmic clearing together and healing and this sort of thing. And then we look at the, you know, the twin flame kind of concepts and dynamics of, which is more about evolution and growth, exponential growth of the union between polarities of the masculine, feminine, whatever role or energy that takes form is in the physical. It doesn't have to be just limited to a heterosexual type relationship at all, but just purely the masculine, feminine energy dynamics and the way that they are interacting, and the level of feeling love, adoration, veneration, these sorts of things that are coming closer and closer to manifestation, closer and closer to being. Now, these are very, very powerful dynamics. We are powerful within ourselves, without a shadow of a doubt, incredibly powerful. When two people come together in this way, the power is magnified exponentially. And then when we have groups of people coming together in this way, again, magnified, much more incredible opportunities to create massive impacts in the collective consciousness with these types of dynamics. So these are all beautiful tools, beautiful experiences to be had, beautiful opportunities for us to tap into at this time. And remember, you are not alone. You are not alone. Even if you're struggling in the depths of it right now, going, what the fuck is going on? Just know you are not alone. You have not just support from your physical tribe, from your tribe of light workers, from your family of light, but you have the support of all the ascended ones that have gone before us. We have the support of all our ancestors that have come before us. And we have, most importantly, the support of Great Spirit, of the divine, of the universe, that is here to see us all thrive, to see us all grow, and to see us become the best versions of ourselves. As above, so below. We are reflections of the divine. We are made in the image of the divine. And the divine wants to see us shine. So don't let yourself get too down. Everything passes. Everything changes. Change is the only constant. So just keep on going. Keep on growing. Keep being you. Follow your joy. Follow your bliss. Follow your love, follow your heart, seek the adventure, seek the excitement, and take nothing personally. At this time, more than ever, don't take anything personally. You know, the little messages you might get on comments on Facebook, or getting called a conspiracy nut, or getting yelled at for being pro or anti-vaccine or whatever. There's a lot of that shit flying around right now. Don't take any of it personally. Just come back to yourself. Come back to your heart. You are a powerful co-creator. And we are all co-creating endless realities right here, right now. It's all happening. So in perfect love, perfect trust, keep on shining. If you have any comments, please add them to the video on YouTube, on my channel. And if you'd like to connect, you can connect with me on my Instagram at Adeon777. Anything you want to share. And yeah, a reminder as well, just as I said at the start of the video, if you would like to be part of the new lightworkers.org as a content provider, if you like putting out this type of information and sharing inspirational information with the lightworker community, please do contact me and we can go from there. So have a beautiful day, have a beautiful evening wherever you are on this magnificent world, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you the next video update. It's going to be something cool, I'm sure. I hope to see you then. Lots of love. Adeon out.